Welcome back. Over the past few weeks, we've discussed the ongoing BC Paramedics strike. Erica Sigurdsson's Third Rail, posted on YouTube, has had numerous comments for and against the paramedics' position. Erica recently followed up interviewing a spokesperson for the union. In an attempt to be unbiased, we tried contacting a representative from the government, but the person who usually takes charge of such matters is currently on vacation. So our only resource is the British Columbia Ambulance Service website, and this is what their latest press release had to say. BCAS recognizes that paramedics and dispatchers are an integral part of the emergency services team and work extremely hard to provide excellent care to patients in the province. Sounds like they have their best interests in mind. Here's what the spokesperson for the BC Paramedics had to say.
Paramedics are who the public calls when they don't know who else to call. When there's nobody else to help, it's the paramedics that come in to save patients and save lives. So, we want to make sure that this ambulance service is functioning. We want to make sure that we're able to bring the government back to the bargaining table. We're willing to sit down 24/7 with this government and fix this ambulance service. We have solutions. They know we have solutions, but they're stalling and they refuse to come back to the bargaining table and fix this system.
So if you want to hear more of the paramedics side of the issues, head to YouTube and search BC Paramedics, or head to our Facebook group for links to both sides of the issue. Back to you, Paul.
Got that. Thanks, Graham. As he says, we on the list want to look at all sides of the issues, and with Vancouver currently hosting the police and firefighter games, they definitely have the public's attention. And what could paramedics do to get a little of that limelight and prove that they're just as important as their essential service brethren? Well, Charlie slapped on a Speedo under his clothes and headed to English Bay to hear your suggestions.
What do you think that is? A cop siren or ambulance? That's a cop siren? Because it just sounds like it's got more money, right? And they were right.
Yeah. Now, a lot of paramedics are complaining because they, when they're on call, they have to be on call, and it's for $2 an hour. Is there any job you would do for $2 an hour?
What would I do for $2 an hour? Margarita tester?
Bra inspector.
You would be a bra inspector? Okay, well that's... If I offer you a job as a bikini inspector for $2 an hour...
I wouldn't take it.
You wouldn't take it? You would demand higher...
I demand higher wages. That's exactly right.
Even for bikini inspector?
That's exactly right. What are you going to do with $2? You can't buy nothing with $2.
Do you guys get higher than that for your allowance?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I only get $5.
$5 flat rate. You seem like maybe there's going to be a labor dispute in your house. Do you think that paramedics, would it help them to have an animal mascot to kind of for branding purposes?
I don't know if they need a horse.
You went immediately to horse.
I went to horse. I thought horse.
What about a paramedic cat?
No.
Roadrunner. Roadrunner. You have a heart attack, your friend calls 911, they show up, and get you to the hospital. Do you have any first aid, kind of skills that you feel you could employ if the paramedics are on strike?
No.
Like, let's say I'm passed out, there's an iron on my back, and like maybe a bowl of cereal is spilled on the floor. What would be your instinct?
Probably take the iron off your back. That would be first.
That's pretty good. That is actually pretty good. He's got an Xbox cord is wrapped around his chest. He's stuck up against the wall, and there's a dog barking at him. What is your first instinct in an emergency situation like that?
How the hell did that happen?
Okay. Would you buy a Paramedic's calendar?
It all depends what kind of calendar it is. I don't want him naked.
Oh, okay. So a fully dressed Paramedic's calendar?
Well, he could have a bikini.
Not fully dressed. Would you ever buy like a Paramedic's calendar?
Yes.
Yeah?
I would.
Okay.
If it was nice enough, yeah.
So they would all have to be good looking.
The hot girls.
Hot girls. Hot lady paramedics.
Exactly.
What we would call the calendar Women of the Gurney.
Sure.
Yeah? Would you guys buy the Women of the Gurney? I would buy the Women of the Gurney. I think that we can all agree. Women of the Gurney for the bra inspector. She is all in favor of it.
I like that the guy was staunchly against being a bra inspector, and his wife, bikinis all around.
I always saw fear on that guy's face. He's not going to answer honestly in front of his wife there. She could have slapped him silly.
He was actually an interesting guy because he's a U.S. military guy. They were up visiting, and he was a medical corps personnel. He had some interesting things to say about it.
Great job, Charlie.
Thank you.
If you want more of us, follow us on Twitter, join our Facebook group, look for the City News List. Stick around. We have your weekly Saved by the Bell update coming right up. You don't want to miss that.